Hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We're on day 5 of 21 days, and I'm going to read. Last Wednesday, I got from the memory clinic the surprising diagnosis of Alzheimer's, early Alzheimer's. I'd like to reframe: you may have an early Alzheimer's disease. I'm sure that the disease is a misdiagnosis. There are too many strange and abnormal evidences, and there's no study in Alzheimer's for my age group. So it's often the diagnosis that can be the most problematic. And I'm going to read out of the Healing Questions Guide, and then I'll share a story about myself. So here's Alzheimer's out of the Healing Questions Guide. See if any of these fit. And the beauty is you can tap through them if they do. What part of my life do I no longer want to see or know about? What will it take to feel capable and adequate and secure again? What will it take for me to learn how to adjust to the changes in the world and go with the flow? What value is there in believing I am the only one who knows, or that no one else is worth my time and energy? What experience or person of the past do I need to forgive and make right? What nutrition does my brain need to function optimally? So here's their affirmations. Well, I'm going to use the what if statements. What if I choose to reawaken my life? What if I learn how to gracefully go with the flow? What if I perceive others with judgment and not wisdom? I do love that line. What if I perceive others with wisdom, not judgment? I think most of us, myself included, absolutely go to judgment pretty quickly, but I thought, oh yeah, be discerning and see with judgment. I enjoy life, and what if I can learn to enjoy life and all its beauty and variety? So if any of that resonates, if you're someone who's had a Alzheimer or dementia diagnosis, see if any of that fits. You can go back and replay this, and you can tap on those specific pieces. But what I want to tap on today is like a diagnosis is deadly, like the diagnosis. And what I love about your post is that you wrote, it's got to be a misdiagnosis. There's too many strange and abnormal evidences. So, and this is where I would go. How did you feel for anyone that gets a diagnosis? How do you feel after you get the diagnosis? And once it's settled in, like I'm sure at first it's like disbelief or it's shock or it's horror or whatever it is, or the mind, the monkey mind, the bully in the brain starts to go down the rabbit hole of, oh my God, all the things. And then you might start to look at new evidences, like new evidences. Oh God, I forgot that. Oh God, I can't remember their name. Oh God, I did that. My understanding, and this comes from my friend who does functional medicine, is every single one of us, we have to call it the possibility for cancer, the possibility for Alzheimer's, the possibility dementia. Are those genes turned on or not? That's the way it was explained to me. And I personally was working with a functional medical gal for like 3 years. My father passed from Alzheimer's, and his parents both had dementia. And the practitioner was pretty wise not to tell me this. But she told me this later after it had changed, that when I got these tests, that gene for me was flipped on. And I had flipped it off following. And she said it would take something pretty incredible for you to go back to like everything you were doing before for like a very long period of time to ever turn that back on. But it's that she was wise, like I said, to not give the diagnosis, because when we get that, that's when we can kind of go down a rabbit hole with all the what ifs and but not the good what ifs. So let's tap. So we're going to debunk the diagnosis. Karate chop. Even though I just got this diagnosis, and I'm so confused, so shocked and surprised, I choose to acknowledge my truth right now. Even though I just got this diagnosis, and it can't be right. It's got to be a misdiagnosis. There's too many strange and abnormal pieces of evidence that suggest otherwise. I deeply and profoundly accept myself now. Even though I got this diagnosis, and I don't know what to make of it. But if my mind starts to circle the drain with all the negative possibilities, what if this is a perfect opportunity to shift and change that? Each time I catch myself going down the rabbit hole. And go to the eyebrow and tap through the points. This diagnosis, it's pretty shocking. And it doesn't make sense to me. It's got to be a misdiagnosis. So I can get a second opinion and a third and fourth if I need to. And what if the best thing I can do for myself right now is to interrupt the pattern of thinking if I catch myself starting to worry, starting to feel afraid? What if that's the best thing I can do for me? When I catch myself in that fear and worry, oh God, that's a symptom. But what if it's not? And what if, as I reframe this diagnosis, use what if statements all the time? What if they were wrong? What if it doesn't have to be my reality? What if this happened because I meant to start to help myself? Interrupt thought patterns that can really take me out. What if my future is bright? What if this doesn't have to be my reality? What if it can make me more sensitive to how I've learned to treat myself? And what if by doing that, I start to shift and change so much? And this diagnosis that felt sort of deadly to me, in some way or another, no longer has to be my reality. No longer has to be a problem at all. I like that idea a lot. And I like the idea that this diagnosis doesn't define me and doesn't have to be my reality. And what if I'm now stepping on the path to soothe myself more, to learn to be kinder? And what if that makes all the difference? And if I find myself feeling worried because I'm forgetful, what if that's a perfect opportunity to keep interrupting and reframing. And take a breath. Oh, and a shirt for my sister. It says, so, sorry, you're probably going to hear dogs bark. So, good at the end. So, hope you find that helpful. And thanks for the post. And then we'll see you back here tomorrow for day 6. And I'll come up with my own. All right. Take care. Thanks for everyone's posts. Bye bye.